Welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to deal with problematic bullet shapes and loading them to a proper overall length. It helps them also feed properly when you have the right length dialed in. I'm going to be using a 300 blackout case to show you guys today. These are some of the examples that you can buy. And then here's a problematic case. And the reason why something like this is a little different, and I say problematic, is because if you look at the bullet shape or the ogive, this bullet curves a lot further out than these bullets do. And that will make this, even though this is seated to the same, height, this will make this not feed properly, as well as it'll jam inside the lands. So today, we're gonna see how far this needs to be seated to not jam in the lands. This is seated a little too far out. As you can see, one of the lube rings is sticking out. These are cast bullets, 165 or so grains. They need to be seated further than that, but the lube is just kind of wiped off because I'm trying to test them here. You're gonna need a case, a fully prepped case without a primer. You're gonna cut into the neck up here, but not quite the shoulder. And the reason is because you want this bullet to slide in here nice and easy while also retaining it as well. What we're going to do is we're going to seat it a little farther out, and we're going to push it into the chamber all the way, and then we're going to quickly pull it out and measure the overall length. To do that properly, we're going to need to take apart our bolt. And I'm going to go over some of the stuff that I have in front of me. I have the barrel that's already installed into an upper, some calipers, a bullet puller, the bullet or case, that prep case, the bullet. This is the guide rod or a cleaning rod or a skewer in case the bullet does get stuck inside the barrel. And this is the bullet puller to repeat this multiple times so you can get a good average. These are the calipers that you're going to use to measure the overall length. And this is just, you can use some pliers or something to take apart the bolt. And this is the bolt carrier that I'm going to be using. To take apart your bolt from your bolt carrier, you're going to remove this this pin right here, this cotter pin. And that'll allow the firing pin to come out. Once the firing pin is out, you're able to take the bolt pin out, and then you can pull your bolt out. The next thing you're going to need to do is remove the ejector, but keep the extractor in. To remove the ejector, which is normally this spring and this little plunger that's pushing out on the shell, you don't want that to be pushing out on your shell as it's in there. And so to remove that, there's this small pin. It's right in that hole there. And I used a hammer and just a nail. I sanded down the tip of the nail, punched it out. Keep in mind that that's under pressure and it'll pop out. Now we're going to reassemble it the same way with the extractor still in, facing us. We're going to put in cam pin. Okay. Obviously I didn't get that in all the way. A little too fast without checking it. Make sure to do a function check after you get this in so that you know everything is held in right. Sometimes you have to, get in there and kind of align it, but seems good. So now that this is ready, we're gonna lube everything just a little bit so that this slides in nice and easy, if it's not already lubed a little. And what we're gonna do with our prep case, we're gonna gently lube this bullet before we put it in. And we're gonna seat it further out than it normally would be. But we wanna make sure that there's enough tension that the case will hold on to the bullet when we pull it out. So that looks about good to me, maybe a little more. Oh. Okay. We can measure this before and after. So that might have been a little too far, but we'll see. Use these calipers. .05. Now with everything lubed up, I'm going to take this and place it under the extractor, and it should just sit in there. I'll gently place this into the barrel. One-handed, okay. So how we're gonna do this is we're gonna gently go up here and just softly press this in to where the back of the bolt carrier sits flush with the end of the receiver. And that will seat the bullet all the way into the case and into the chamber. So you'll kind of notice that it rotated too, or hear that sound. And on the way out, we're going to want to pull this very quickly while capturing our case to measure it. So we'll go ahead and measure this again. We'll repeat this multiple times. You'll notice that it's seated a little bit deeper. That's what we want to see. The other thing that we're going to want to do is make sure we don't see that it was seated too far into the lands. You'll see a bunch of landmarks or grooves where the rifling starts. You do see a spot there, but that's not from that. All right, let's see what it measures at. .0225. .023 about, if I rotate it, 0.22. So what I was reading online with these cast bullets is that you want to shoot for 2.02. So that sounds about perfect. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have questions, let me know.